Right, so I recently wrote a blog on how I passed the AWS Solutions Architect Associate exam. I'll put a link in the description for that. And this is just a video as well, just about that. So basically in this video, I'll talk about what resources I use, so which video course, which practice exams, what scores you should get on the practice exams and stuff like that. So, and also I'd highly recommend to check the link in the description out, as it's got like a service summary of each service that you need to know for the exam and how much you need to know for it. So I hope you find it helpful and I hope you pass through, so thank you. Also include loads of comments, loads of likes, the YouTube algorithm, so this gets recommended to tons of people. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is what resources I use. So obviously you need to use resources, otherwise you're not going to know anything for the exam. So I used Adrian Cantrell's course, really good course, loads of diagrams. It's really animated, but not in a kid sort of way. It's it's really simple to understand. That's what I'm trying to convey. So yeah, I'd highly recommend you check him out. If you like his teaching style, definitely buy him, and trust me, you won't regret it. But if you buy that or Stefan Marique's course, which is also an amazing course as well. In fact, what I did was I went through Adrian's course and then I went through Stefan's course, and regardless of which course you're doing, I'd highly recommend you make notes on it. While you're watching the videos, wait for the video to end, for each video to end, recall everything you can, and make notes on it. So if you can't remember something, then go back to the video, play it again, and then understand what bit you were missing. It's cool, basically just recollecting what you remember. So that's only your short-term memory, and then so you know it for the short term. And then afterwards, when you made the notes, then you can use practice tests. You can test yourself just based on the notes to see how much you've actually learned for the long term. And if you keep on regularly reviewing the stuff you've learned, then you'll remember it. So yeah. And then also after you've done the course, so either Adrian or Stefan, then I'd highly recommend to do Tutorials Dojo practice tests. They're very well known at this point now. I didn't actually get too good results for the practice test. I got around 60 to 70% for the first 3 tests, and I was kind of obviously a bit demotivated because of that. But I read all my answers and I reviewed them really carefully, and then for the next 3 I got all above 70% for my first try. And then after I attempted the test, I reviewed all the answers. I made notes on the answers which I got wrong. I'll include them in the description as well. I read them. I made sure that I knew what I was talking about. I knew what the question was talking about, what the answers were talking about, and the whole topic just associated with the question. I fully understood it. And then for all the second tries that I did, I got above 95% in all of them. Don't try and do it more than 2 times, practice tests. In fact, if you've got a really good memory or something, then you probably shouldn't do it more than twice as well. Right, so for practice test score, for the Tutorials Dojo practice test, I got around 60 to 70% for my first 3 tests on my first try, and then for the last 3 tests, I got 70 to 70 plus on all of the practice tests on my last 3. And then what I did for each practice test, what I do is I do the practice test, and then I'd find out all my wrong answers. I'd make notes, thorough notes on each topic the question was associated with, not just the question, because then you're not guaranteed that the question will come up in the exam. You're guaranteed that, well, you're still not guaranteed that the topic will come up either, but you've got a bigger chance and it's more efficient to study the whole topic instead of just the question, because if you learn the topic, you'll be able to answer a lot more questions regarding just that whole topic rather than if you just learn the question. So make notes on the topic, not the question. And when you've made notes and you've reviewed the answers, you've learned more about the wrong answers which you got, then attempt it for a second time, get above 90% on all of the practice tests, and yeah. So when you get above 90%, you should be pretty like happy about yourself. And well, I was, but anyways, don't do it more than 2 times. If you still not got above 90% on your first try, don't worry, just really try and learn and remember the concepts of the question. So I got 90% on all of them, as I said, on the second try, but I tried not to remember the question. I tried to remember the topic. So if you do it more than 3 times, if you attempt the questions 3 times, like each test, then you will, like, you've got a high chance of memorizing questions. So there's not really any point doing it more than twice. And even if you've got a really good memory, then you probably shouldn't do it more than once. So just do it once. But know the answers. Know what your wrong answers were, what your right answers were. Know where you went wrong. Otherwise, there's no point in doing the practice test. So when I got the 90%, afterwards I was still pretty like, I should have been confident. But I just did more practice tests by Neil Davis. I'll be totally honest. They weren't as detailed or as long answers as Tutorials Dojo, and I probably could have passed with just doing Tutorials Dojo, like if I took the exam right after doing the Tutorials Dojo exams. But Neil Davis is totally optional. You can pass with Tutorials Dojo. So yeah, I used Tutorials Dojo and Neil Davis. I've included a link to all the practice scores I got in the practice test, and hopefully you find them helpful, and hopefully you find this resources section helpful, and that's all you need for resources basically. So thank you. Right, so this is the end of the video, and basically I'd really like it if you dropped a comment down below if you think video blogs are better, so on my YouTube channel, or written blogs, so on my website. If you prefer both, then just write that as well, then I'll continue to do like this was a really short kind of vlog, so I wouldn't really say it's a proper like detailed write-up. The detailed write-ups down in the link in the description. Anyways, now I'm going to go for the AWS security specialty exam, and hopefully I pass that as well, and then post about that. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And also I've got a GoFundMe if you want to support me with all these IT certifications. I'd highly appreciate that as well. So thank you for watching this, and I really appreciate it.